Instead, your eyes widen as the person's heads turn. Oh, and turn some more. What is that? Then turns more beyond what should be possible, neck bones cracking, to face you directly. Hi guys, Ginseng Banda here, and today we're playing a game called Do Not Take This Cat Home. I believe it is a horror game. Yeah, it is a horror game. It is found on itch. If you do want to play it for yourself, it will be linked down below, like all the other games are also in the description. And I believe there's multiple endings to this, so we'll see how well I get on with this. I don't know if this is actually a cat. If it is a cat, we're taking it home even though it tells me not to. It could be a demon, I could not care. We're taking it home and it is ours. So if you do enjoy indie games, please leave a like and a subscribe. It really helps. I am trying to reach 500 subscribers. And let's get into it. You're not having a great day as usual. I'm gonna save after every choice, I think. Oh great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out, but in the middle of your walk it starts raining. Typical, but maybe it's just a sign that you should have stayed home. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? There is some mental notes. I'll put the screen up what I said at the start, but yeah, if you guys don't feel like watching it, don't push yourself to. You turned to head home when... Oh no, we're taking it. Huh? What was that? There are only few people around on the streets. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around here. Are you telling me the cat is a killer? Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alleyway and walk forward. The ground damped by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound source comes into view in a cold, dim light of the alleyway, and at the end of the alleyway, in a big cardboard box. Oh, it's mine. Is a cat. Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold amongst the dark sea of its black fur. Yes. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Yep, let's take it. So cute. It definitely knows. And you've never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found their way to rule the world. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord? Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Better than the current ones. You look around the alleyway with a small frown. Who leaves a cat in a cardboard box these days anyway? Won't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? Cat doesn't answer you. Obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Don't take the cat home. Take the cat home! You know what? You reach into the box and pick up the cat, holding it out in front of you. Why not? Meow. You're all alone, and well, I'm kinda in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as you press it into your chest. Yeah, why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. You think a little while will probably be more than like a day. You'll be responsible to take it to a shelter tomorrow, but for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? This is going well for not having to take the cat home. You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food and then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. One you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long. Even if it's just a cat. Are you sure about that? After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out a can of cat food and open it with a tab. You put some cat food on the sauce and click your tongue to call the cat over. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and doesn't eat it. And completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. It's gonna eat me, isn't it? You try not to let it annoy you. Cats don't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? Cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start your own dinner. You decide that you haven't had enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread, turkey and cheese, and lettuce perfectly placed, tomato slice. Ow! You winch as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing the tomatoes. That's a rookie move. I thought the cat hurt me then. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed as you blunder and sigh, tossing the knife into the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom with a bandage when the cat pops up on the counter. It sniffs the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright, it's just an... Does it lick the knife? You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly, but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. Oh no. At your blood. You're shocked, you're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely cleaned. The cat sits back, staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. The cats are meat eaters, predators, but that was a little weird. It was very weird. Right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon cat in need while it's starting to rain outside. Oh, it's still raining outside. Not after all your efforts. You're going to take a shower tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening unfortunately goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your finger cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick the wound. While you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning up the kitchen, while you're trying to watch TV, you gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. But if it's got a taste for your blood and thinks you're food now, you're not sure that you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting on the counter, untouched. That's not a good sound. Oh, come on, enough already. You shove it away a little more forcefully this time, of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea how to calm it down. You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number for the local vet, you pick up... I didn't even get to read that. I didn't click. The lights just went out. Great, just great. Rain must have knocked the power out. You checked your cell phone, only to find that it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your local routine. Routine, okay. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet, too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. There's a cat chewing on the pipe or something, the wire. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn and check the clock. Kill. Did it say help or kill? I think it says kill. The cat is just sits on top of the digital clock staring at you. Thinking now, you realise the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up and completely gone haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know it any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Its eyes hold you still. Oh, we're screwed. But it's worth it. Kitty. When even your flashlight turned on it. Huh? Its pupil. You need to stop doing that. I'm trying to read. The flashlight flickers. Ah, shit. Oh, the cat's gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence punctuated with the rapid pumping of your blood in your heart is overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up on sounds of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answers will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored, but no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock, and you feel as if air itself tightly coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. Oh wow. Right into your ear, right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could even if you hold it. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakes within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action, but you're still weak from the fear that grips on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste, and you fall to the ground. Ooh. A sharp pain explodes in your center of your foot. At first you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on the tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. You winded from your fall, you look up in a daze to see the object glittering in a strange light coming from the outside, the light pounding in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt, as your brain finally as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife, and still tainted red from your earlier blunder, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely lit clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you left it. When you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife, it spies you right back. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward and the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over to the knife as it skips in delight and bends down to lap up at the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you, a chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths discordant against the static now piercing your skull. It said skull, didn't it? The dryness on your tongue spread into your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray that you've taken in, licking away at the kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood. Golden eyes glide up to you as if it responds to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if it's considering the act of pouncing towards you. But you're already on your feet and out of the door. You run, or rather limp down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red. What do you mean black and bleeding red? What? But there's a strange light emitted from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the roads, even you, everything except your blood. You can barely glimpse the bloody imprints of your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts, but you can't stop, you don't stop. Not even when the shadows grow around you, not even when you feel a gaze of eyes all over you. Not even when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then you don't stop running, because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what is behind you? What in the world is behind you? Wait, save. We save. Return. Look behind you. Huh? Interesting. How very interesting. Ending 0. It begins. Okay. Lord. We'll run towards the cat now. Keep running. Huh? Interesting. Very interesting. Huh? There's loads of endings. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You initially allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Oh? I was wondering why it wouldn't let me start again. That's weird. I was like, no. Huh? What's that? Curiosity guides your steps. You follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alleyway and walk forward, the loose gravel and shattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view, into the warm, almost ethereal light of the alleyway. The end of the alleyway, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Yeah, we've seen all this. Yeah? So cute. You look so familiar, right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard cat to look, after all. Not sure this one sure is a cutie though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close, like other stray cats have done in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Don't take the cat home. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you'd never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. You're with rent and bills to pay, not to mention you to buy food to survive. There's no way you could take care of the cat long term, right? You can barely afford this little outing on your day off. What to do? I don't know. I don't know what to do. That's a question mark. You're not ready. Oh. Leave the cat. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hopes up for having someone look at it after you're not willing to commit? What if it gets attached and somehow tracks you down on your way home? What did he say? Sorry, see you around, I guess. You stand up, the cat watching your every move. You make it halfway out of the alleyway when the cat meows, almost pitifully at you. That's too bad, mate. We're ignoring. No, you need to nip this in the bud and get on with your day. It's what's best for the both of you. You leave the alleyway and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you'd forgotten that you still haven't decided on what you were going to do for the day. Oh. Go to the dog park? You decide to take a stroll in the park or something. You're the only one within walking distance is in a nearby dog park. You think it'll make you feel better. First, you get to see a cute cat today, now you'll get to see a cute dog. Several of them, in fact. The park is bustling with owners and their canine companions, playing frisbee, catch, running, jumping, and even napping. Such cuties, whatever. Like you'd want anything to do with these mangy mutts. What's wrong? You didn't think that. You decided to move on. The dogs are also adorable. You want to pet every single one that you come across. But you know, not all the owners are cool with strangers just walking up and manhandling their pets. Not all dogs appreciate it either. So you stroll around the path trying to extrude a welcoming aura that will beckon one of these cutie doggies to you. You don't want to have to wait very long. It's so loud. Bark. Hello. You stop as the smallest, cutest puppy you ever seen comes through back in your path. Kill the puppy! Eat the puppy! What in the hell? Kick the puppy, kill the puppy, eat the puppy. Leave the park. Yes. Leave the dogs. Now what? Let me just go back. Go watch a movie. It's been a while since a film came out that looked interesting enough for you to drag yourself to the movie theatre. But there's a showing of one such film at the old theatre. The movie was a little too niche to be picked up by a new cinema that opened right across the street. That's okay though, you're not exactly a fan of the crowds. And nothing ruins the experience of watching a new movie for you more than a noisy audience. Go to the old one. You enter eagerly to buy your ticket from the kind old man in the booth ahead of you. It's barren of any trace of other people and the decor looks like it hasn't changed since the 80s. Maybe even the 70s, but it's what you were counting on. You considered buying some popcorn, but you can't help but concerned that everything at the concession stand might be expired. Move on and walk through the halls, finally locating the theatre designed for your ticket stub. As expected, the theatre your movie will be playing in is completely empty. Perfect. You pick a spot right in the middle, even counting the seats and taking into consideration the gap of staircase. As you settle in, the dim light fades away, leaving the room pitch black for a few seconds before the screen flickers on. No commercials or trailer pop-ups, just the movie begins. Pleased, you shrug and let yourself get immersed in the opening scenes, but just as you're getting into the premise, the door opens behind you, momentarily casting light onto the room and ruining the atmosphere. You hold in a frustrated sigh. It's a public establishment after all. The place isn't exactly can't afford to stay open if you're the only customer. You try to refocus on the movie, but you sense a new presence slowly shifting around in the theatre before heading in your general direction. Uh-oh. What? Oh. You gape in utter disbelief as the stranger shuffles down the aisle only to sit right in front of you. There's no one else here and plenty of spaces to sit. I hate when people do that. The stranger is also unusually tall, even with the stadium-like arrangement of seats being on a somewhat steep incline. They're completely blocking your view. Confront the stranger. We've bought a ticket. Let's just move to another spot. You don't want to risk escalating the situation further. This whole thing is already making you uneasy. Why would you choose to sit right in front of you? Surely they know you wouldn't be able to see right past them. Shaking your head and passively aggressive scoff in the stranger's direction, you reluctantly pick up another seat, less perfect seat in the theatre, but as you settle down, you see the strange person get up, only to once again sit directly in front of you. You look around somewhat helplessly, as if waiting for someone to silently agree with you about how odd this all is, or at least inform you that it's some elaborate prank. But there's no one else here with you. That's how you always liked it, but you can't help but think that maybe it would be nice to have someone else here if it meant not being alone with this weird jerk. Should we try to confront the stranger? I've got so many safe spots now. It's crazy. You hate confrontation. You can only feel your palms starting to sweat at the idea of it. Your throat closing up and your body starting to shake. You've always been more of a flighter than a fighter, but you've paid for his ticket. You've wanted to watch this movie for ages, and now this total stranger has ruined the entire experience for you. You're all alone in this theatre. There's no one who'll help you if something goes wrong, but you're angry enough that you ignore all the signs of your body begging you to put as much distance as you can between yourself and the stranger. You stand up, even standing as higher up on the incline than the stranger is, still at least a head taller than you. The movie continues to play in the background, but you feel as if a hush immediately falls heavily over the theatre at your movement. As if you can sense the stranger anticipating what you plan to do next. You square your shoulders and force a little bass into your voice. Hey! The effort makes your words come out more harshly than you intended, like a sudden and vicious bark. But you figured they deserved it anyway. You're being a real jerk, you know that? What are you playing at, huh? Are you trying to piss me off? The silence that follows your words is deafening. So much so that you glance at the screen only to find that the movie has paused. Your attention is ripped back to the stranger in front of you as they shift slightly, like a small animal trying to desperately anticipate the movie moves of an predator. Is this the cat? It looks stupid if it's a cat. You don't move an inch. You don't look away. You don't dare to blink. Instead, your eyes widen as the person's heads turn. Oh. And turn some more. What is that? Then turns more beyond what should be possible, neck bones cracking, to face you directly. Oh no. You can't move. Wide glowing eyes resting above a wider grinning mouth gaze down at you. The stranger opens their mouth, and what comes out is something impossible to comprehend. The voice is endlessly deep and creaks like a weighty door, foreboding and oddly melodic, oh my god, alluring. But it also snaps you out of your terrified stance, and before you know it, you're already out the door. We turned our back on that. You ran through the halls of the empty theatre, heading towards the exit. You feel like something watching you from behind, but you're not too afraid to look. Oh, but you were too afraid to look? It must have been that. The exit now in sight, you sprint forward and burst through the doors. You look around frantically and spot the crowded cinema across the street. People, that's what you need, safety in numbers. Without thinking, you rush into the street, and when sinking sensation crawls down your spine, compelling you to look behind you. Don't look behind you. But I want to look behind me, you know, like, I feel like looking behind me is great. Despite your resistance, you feel your head turning to look back of its own accord, while in the middle of the street, oh god, you catch a glimpse of the grotesque looking person standing behind the glass doors of the old theatre, watching you intensely, cradling something in their arms, something familiar. But oh, we got run over? A glimpse is all you get as a truck speeds forward and crashes into your body. Well, that's one ending, I suppose. Oh, but you're killed on impact, your body splattered across the road and crushed further under the heavy tires. Ending 16, poor screening arrangements. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, please tell me in the comments, because there's 40 endings to this game, and I just do not have the time today to record 40 different endings. But if you do enjoy this video, please tell me in the comments, and I will come back and do all 39 other endings for you guys. But yes, if you enjoyed, please leave a like and a subscribe. Like I said, I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.